A while ago I did a video in which I counted down my top 10 most gruesome Disney villain deaths. You can click my hair to watch that video, or just check the description. I got a lot of requests to discuss villains from non-Disney movies, but as the category non-Disney is super broad, I found it really hard to try and make a top 10. There are just way too many movies to choose from, some of which I have not even seen. That said, there are still a lot of great villain demises in films not made by Disney. So for this video, in no particular order, I'm going to let you know about 5 of my favorites. Roober is a pretty classic animated villain. He's one of those guys that makes no qualms about being evil.
Years from now, no one will bother to recall your good King Arthur, because all of this will be mine!
He's one of those deranged and unambiguously bad guys that is designed to be despised by the audience. In fact, you could say that it was his insanity and lust for power that ultimately does him in. After he steals King Arthur's sword and has it magically attached to his arm for some fucking reason, the hero of the story, Kaylee, tricks him into stabbing the sword back into the stone from which it was pulled. Which is apparently some kind of magical double negative because it results in old Roober getting his shit promptly wrecked. The plot of We're Back, a Dinosaur Story is almost as much as a mouthful as the title of the movie itself. There's like this dude who has a friend that's an alien, and they go back in time and they meet these dinosaurs and they give him this stuff that makes them really intelligent. And then the dinosaurs come to present day and they meet some kids, and then they join the circus and the kids get turned into chimps. I don't know, you just gotta watch it. The guy who runs the circus is this really shady dude named Professor SCREWEYES. And throughout the whole movie he has these crows that are like sort of stalking him. And in your head you're like, I'm pretty sure these crows are gonna start some shit real soon. And what do you know, at the end of the movie the crows apparently consume Professor SCREWEYES, and it's actually pretty creepy. I always thought Osmosis Jones was an underrated movie. It was directed by the same guys who made Dumb and Dumber and There's Something About Mary, so a lot of the humor is a bit scatological, to say the least. But it's a really cool concept, and the mix of live action and 2D animation was done very well. If you haven't seen the movie, Osmosis Jones is the name of an animated white blood cell voiced by Chris Rock who has to defeat an evil virus named THRAX. Now THRAX, that is definitely a badass villain. He could give any Disney villain a run for their money. The final battle of this movie takes place in a little girl's eyeball, which sounds lame, but it's actually kind of cool. THRAX finally meets his demise when he gets outsmarted by old Ozzy and falls into a container of isopropyl alcohol. As you might know, viruses are not living, so I guess we could say that the alcohol inactivates him, but it really does so in kind of a gruesome fashion. Now when it comes to 2D animated films not made by Disney, for me, Anastasia is very high on that list. I think it's one of the most visually impressive and well animated films even to this day. The real Grigory Rasputin was a fascinating and mysterious person, and I strongly urge you to read about him. It's very interesting. But in the movie he is a conniving, positively evil zombie thing, sort of. Anyway, at the end of the movie, the unholy relic that holds Rasputin's soul is destroyed, which causes him to just watch. What the fuck? The Swan Princess is a pretty standard fantasy film complete with kings and queens and princesses and curses that can only be broken by true love. The villain in this movie is ROTHBART, who is a sneaky motherfucker who has the ability to transform into a fucking, I don't know What is that? Either way, some shit you don't want to fuck with. Much like in Sleeping Beauty, the villain transforms into a non-human creature so that audiences will be more okay with the fact that he just took a fucking arrow straight through his heart. Oh yeah, and then he fucking explodes in a hilariously exaggerated fashion. That was awesome. Like I said in the Disney video, a character literally exploding is automatic inclusion on my list. As I said before, there are tons of movies I could have chosen from. So give me more and more great examples of awesome villain deaths from non-Disney movies in the comments below. Also, if you have any other video ideas in general, drop those in the comments as well. I want to give a shout out to all the new subscribers. There are over 30,000 of you now. What? Please press the like button. Subscribe if you like my hair. Holla.